set as their Ravens will match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This will be taken very short.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Check it out, read. Hatch it. Watch the safety creep. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. Oh, he's going to... They've got his man complete. That goes for a gain of 31. Well, there's a pretty big start right there. They go bombs away on the first play from scrimmage.
Put a smile on your face, didn't it? Not because you're rooting for anyone, but that's the way to begin a game, to put someone back on their heels and announce that they plan to be aggressive.
49's the mic. Watch 49. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Let's get in there. Let's get in there, Hal. 49.
Throwing again. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
49. No gain on this defense. No gain. Mike's 49. Mike's 49.
Jackson from the shotgun. He finds Roberts, complete. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Ready. 49, guys. Mike, 49. I got you, punk. Wide, Sarah. Get wide.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. Here's Jackson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Fellas, let's set a tone. 25, check 25, check 25. Rush in, slam.
Now the first carry for Marshawn Lynch. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
He's checking. Hey, 0, 14. Crunch. Say.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
6 guys, check 6 guys. Hey, alert 3. Check 12. Check.
From the shotgun, Wilson, flush to his right. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down.
Watch 36. 36 to Mike. We got it. Alert 3. Alert 3. Let's go double count right here. Double count. We're looking for signal. Deuce. Bang.
And with very little time left on the play clock, Pete Carroll's going to call timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Check. Lock, he's going to go 4 down. Check. 25. He's checking crab. Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Turn it up. Hey, 0. Slow. No.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. He's got Lockett. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 59 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down
caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Jackson flushed out right, and an alley to run. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Result of the play, 1st down and 10.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Nice, sweetheart. Check 43. Okay. Shit. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. 25 yards. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Here's Myers now to kick it away. This will be taken short. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Check 31, check 31.
Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Jackson, eluding the pressure right, letting one go deep for Robert, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Line 90. 57's the mic. Hey, here we go. 57. Mike, 57. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Bang out. Bang out. Bam, bam. Twins. Alert. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. Second and 10 now, Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
And the Seahawks, first down.
57's right. Here we go. Watch that. Watch the edge. 18. Kill. Check 99. 4 down. Switch.
Now Wilson on first down. That's complete. It's Gordon. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 21-0.
Ravens nothing. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be taken very short.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got it. Ball. 49 the mic. Watch 49. Squeeze. Check 24. Check 24. Check.
From the gun, Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Jackson from the gun, he'll throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action.
Come on, switch it. Check.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, switch gears. Check. Check hot route. Hot. Check 13. Check 13.
From the gun, Jackson flushed out right. That was going to let it go deep right sideline. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Jackson now. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They've played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Check nickel. Watch the shit. Good job right there. Watch the shit.
First down, the run with Lynch. Lynch busting free. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door. The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them. On 2nd down, Lynch, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense. I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was. Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Check 50. Come off the ball. Hey, easy. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. On the move to his left. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And Myers able to knock it through And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
This will be taken short. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Jackson to throw again. Dancing to his left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Ready? Right. 49. Let's go, D. March 49. March 49. Yeah, that's what I do. Check it out. Hatchet. Watch the safety creep. Shoot up. Watch the shoot. He's coming.
Throwing on 2nd down. Jackson escaping the pressure right. Roberts got it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At their 47-yard line.
Hey. Check 26. Check 26. Gun. He's checking. Crash. Check.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson, he'll find Metcalf. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
SOS. 19. 36. Look. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Go. Alert 3. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. That close on third down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on third and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Let's go, let's go. Slam, slam. Hey, alert. Alert 3. Switch. Deuce.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson eluding the pressure right. This complete to Lockett. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards.
14. Watch 36 to Mike. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Mike, 25. Mike, 36.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Charles, we've seen them target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
Hey, watch it. Mike's 50.
After the interception, here's Jackson rolling to his right. And he rifles one incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Ladies! Line 36! I got you, son. I got you. Check. You're all up. 49, check 49. Watch 36.
Back to the air, Wilson after the pick 6. Buying time to his left. Tyler Lockett. It's caught, Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be taken very short.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Go. Creeping.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check 3. Go. Check. Switch. Check 3.
Jackson from the shotgun. Steps away to his left. Towards the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 40 yards. And the Ravens cut into that lead. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Again, Jackson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down. At the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter.
36. And watch the leg. Watch the edge. Kill. Hey guys, listen.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Forced out to his left. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful.
Let's go double count right here. Double count. Check 24. Mike, 36. Mike. Hold up. 6. Watch the run. Watch out. Show it up. Got it. Check. Hey, 0. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Check 4. Hey, switch gears.
From the shotgun, Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
Check hot route. Hot, hot. Check. Move 15. Check 13. Jim. One left. Check. Check nickel.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now here's Michael Dixon. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
First and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
You can't block me. You trap. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift. Check safety. Shift. Let's go.
Now Jackson on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Check 15. Check it. Kill. Choke smoke. Check.
To throw is Jackson. Dancing under pressure again, and down he goes again. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Line 36. You're not ready. Watch 36. 36 to Mike. It's just me and you. You go 14. You go 4 down. Undercrush.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, pick your game up. Watch 36. 36 to Mark. Here we go. Mike 36. Mike 36. 3 buzz. Under 10. Cut. Check your hot read. Hatchet.
To throw again. Wilson. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, man, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
This pass into the arms of Snead. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
A gain of 12 yards.
Come on now, let's go.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here we go.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens turn that interception into a touchdown. Here we go now as they will again try for 2.
I'm trying to collect. Tight dog.
They'll try and run with Ingram. And he's going to get in. So they're back within 11. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2.
Check 280. 250. 25. Check 25. Hey, 0. Hustle. Settle it. 36. Good. 36. Check back. Rush in.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He goes full extension, and he's got it. A very solid gain of 27. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
He's checking.
Jackson now, operating from the gun. Got a man, it's Brown. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Check. Crunch. Safe.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. This is caught. And he'll be out of bounds. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Now here's Hill. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
36.
from the gun, Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Check, check, check. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Check. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Alert 3.
After the interception, here's Wilson being chased out left. Now he's going to throw deep back up. That's caught inside the 20. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Watch 36. 36 to Mike. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Mike,
left, left.
Mike, 36. Come on. You better bring it.
Good job right there. Good job right there.
Wilson wants to throw it. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Kill. Run pass. Kill. Turn up. Sponge. Go.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, flush to his right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
36 to Mike. Back. Kill. 40. Shoot.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Josh Gordon, an even 90 yards. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Switch. Watch twins.
One last shot for Jackson. Forced out to his left. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them.